Hello and welcome. My name's Beck and you're watching Beck's Crafty Nook. I might be knees deep in projects that I've already started, which I wasn't supposed to start, but we have to start another very important project, which is a gift for my daughter's best friend's birthday. We need to make a Minecraft blanket. Also, please ignore the hair. They have stopped selling my favorite toner. How rude. Anyway, I still have to bleach the roots, otherwise this will be for nothing. Okay, so anyway, we have to make a Minecraft blanket, and the little girl's name is Scarlett, and she plays Minecraft Education with my daughter all the time. Absolutely obsessed. Now, apparently the Minecraft Education is different to the normal Minecraft. And anyway, she's obsessed with the animals, and all of the existing blankets don't have just animals, or they don't have all of the animals. So we're making the blanket from her favorite animals, and I'm having to make some of the charts myself. So the perfect blanket doesn't exist, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to tweak some charts and make it happen. So in this video, we're going to be making a couple of the finished squares. We're using corner to corner. We're going to join them like a granny square blanket, and each square is 16 by 16. And some of the charts are like 8 by 8, 16 by 16, 18 by 18, but I couldn't get all of the animals in all of the same chart, so we're going to go the 16 by 16 because they look the nicest. They're not too small, but they're not too big. And then I had Lucy, my daughter, take pictures of the Minecraft Education animals. We were like, quick, we've got to get a face-on photo. And then, so we got all those. And then I'm using an app in my iPad, which I did a one-time payment. If you can ever do a one-time own it forever, do it. It was only $60. And I think it's called, I'll put it here. I think it's called Stitchly, and you could do charts on there. So, like, you have to do it yourself. But anyway, the first one we're doing is a wolf. She calls it a wolf dog. And Lucy says it's a wolf, and then you tame it into a dog. So it's got like this red collar around its neck. And I thought corner to corner is perfect because Minecraft is all pixels anyway. And it'll be quick. 16 squares by 16 squares. Pretty small, pretty quick. So then I took the existing chart. I found like a 12 by 12. And then, or it might have been 16 by 16. And then I took the photo and I just changed the colors a little bit. So I'll show you that this is the original chart. This is my chart. I have already started and I'm so happy with how it's going. There it is. So cute. So this is going to be his eyeballs. There's his nose. And so we're already nearly to the end of the first block. So I'm going to keep going and I'll come back and show you. I have a couple of tutorials on my channel of how to do corner to corner. This is a 3.5mm hook with the 8-ply yarn. This darker grey is actually the Four Seasons 12-ply, but I find you can mix them and it's not that bad. Like you can't really tell that it's a different ply. And this was some leftover yarn from the Christmas star blanket. And so yes, he's coming along so good. And we'll finish him up and then we'll decide on our next animal. Secretly, I'd like it to be the axolotl because they're so cute. I usually would just look at the chart on my phone, but all my devices are dead, so I ended up printing it out, and that helps anyway. You can see what we're doing. So I'm just marking where I'm up to, and I'm on my last red brick, or red part of his collar. Call it a brick because they're like pixels, every one that you do. And then we're going to turn and work back the other way. And so I take a lot of time to make sure everything is really neat and tidy, and that's how you get some really nice pixels. Each block that I go into, because there's a lot of color changes, I just make sure that everything is nice and evenly tightened, and then when you do your block or your pixel, that just locks everything into place and ready to come back down the other side as well. So just take your time to straighten out all those lengths and tighten them, and then make your pixel. It's going to be totally worth it because it's going to be super neat. I'm so happy with how neat this is turning out, but I've also made a lot of corner to corner crochet blankets, so it's a little bit of practice as well. And then I'm just going to mark off the chart as I go. Now, I had this awful realization once I finished this block that it's actually not 16 by 16, because I was supposed to put a white row of blocks next to the red collar on the right and the left hand side to make it 16 blocks across. So I think what we're going to do is we'll just have to do like a row of half double crochet on either side, before we join them all. So yeah, that's the plan. And as you can see, I'm keep tightening those things up, keep going, and yeah, I think this whole clip is about 15 minutes to do one row, so it's going to take a bit of time, but I'm having a good time. The color changes aren't too bad because it's still very blocky, but we're going to have some ends to weave in. So I'm going to keep going, and I will meet you back when I have finished the whole block and we're ready to weave in the ends. Also, we're starting to decrease here, and I cut the yarn too soon, and this is me realizing that. And so I just slip stitched up, tied it off, and then I had to reconnect the red, and then I realized I hadn't cut the red from the last row because that was the last red on the other side. So that worked out beautifully because I just have a little ball of red and nothing else. Often I work from both ends of the skein.
One eternity later.
And here is our finished block. It looks really neat and tidy, except for that part. And we're not going to weave in the ends now because I want to get straight on to making a bee. The bee was super fun to make, but I was too confident and I messed this black part up. I miscounted, and so I do recall that I had to undo it at least twice to get all that black lined up, like the eyes the right size and everything. I somehow put too many pixels there, and when I went to put the blue in, it didn't line up, and that's when I knew I had made a mistake. So don't get too confident just because it's an easy grid, because you might mess up and have to do the whole thing twice. So far, something has gone wrong with each of the blocks, but at least with this one, I was able to redo it and get it right. And hopefully with our last block that we need to do, it's going to be smooth sailing. We've already practiced with 2, right? I just managed my yarn by keeping the lengths pretty short. I just pull out a bunch of the yarn and I cut it off, and yeah, get going, and then it's easy to pull it out from all the other tangled mess of the yarn, and just add more if you need more.
One eternity later.
And boom, another block done. I don't know what happened with his eyebrow. It's a little wonky, but that's okay. We're going to give it character, all right? And we're not going to weave in the ends right now. I did just want to give you a little update that I tried to do the double crochet on the sides and I hate it. So I'm going to redo that block, but not right now because we're going to move right on to a cow. Hopefully third time is the charm without making any mistakes, and I did find that to be true, and the cow was really easy to do. A lot of the blocks were either lots of colour or just a little 4x4 square, but then I did realise when I finished that we did have some problems with my colour choices. And just like that, it's all finished. Everything went really, really well, except now I'm looking at it. That doesn't look right. And also I had to change this color because this was supposed to be like a lighter gray, but I should have just used that gray. And so it had dark gray with it, and that doesn't really go with the tan. So there was a color disaster, but I think it still looks like a cow. This is also different. I think that's what the chart was. And then I did a bonus one, which actually went totally fine. And it's, which way does it go? Either way, it's the same. It's a chicken! This is a little bright and this is a little dull, but everything went totally fine. So this is what we're left with. We have a cow, a chicken, a bee, and I did redo the wolf dog to have white either side. So that's all the squares we got done for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. And check out these other videos.